A world divided, wealth and poverty in focus. Our world is one of stark contrasts. Some nations boast incredible wealth and high standards of living, with their citizens enjoying the luxuries of modern life. Others remain trapped in poverty, struggling to meet even the most basic needs. This gap between rich and poor countries is a defining challenge of our time, highlighting the urgent need for global attention and action. Understanding the reasons behind this disparity is crucial for building a more just and prosperous world for everyone. It requires a deep dive into historical, economic and social factors. The differences in living standards are staggering, with some enjoying opulence while others live in dire conditions. Citizens of wealthy nations enjoy access to quality education, healthcare and infrastructure, which are often taken for granted. In contrast, people in poor countries often struggle with basic necessities like food, clean water and shelter, facing daily hardships that many cannot imagine. This global inequality demands our attention and collective effort to address and resolve. We must examine the factors that contribute to the success and failure of nations, including governance, resource distribution and international policies. Only then can we hope to bridge the gap and create a more equitable world. The institutional bedrock shaping national destinies. Why do some nations prosper while others struggle? The answer lies in the institutions they build. Institutions are the rules, both formal and informal, that govern how a society functions. They encompass everything from political systems and legal frameworks to social norms and economic policies. Institutions are the foundation upon which nations are built. Strong and inclusive institutions foster economic growth, social progress, and political stability. They create a level playing field where innovation thrives and citizens are empowered to reach their full potential. Inclusive institutions, the engine of prosperity. Inclusive institutions are characterized by their fairness and accessibility. They protect property rights, enforce contracts impartially, and allow for open competition in the marketplace. These institutions ensure that everyone has an equal opportunity to succeed, regardless of their background or social standing. When citizens trust that the rules are fair, they are more likely to invest in their education, start businesses, and participate in the economy. This, in turn, leads to innovation, job creation, and overall economic growth. Inclusive institutions create a virtuous cycle of prosperity. Extractive institutions, a recipe for poverty. In contrast to inclusive institutions, extractive institutions are designed to benefit a small elite at the expense of the majority. They concentrate power in the hands of a few, who then use that power to extract wealth from the rest of society. Under extractive institutions, corruption is rampant, property rights are insecure, and the rule of law is weak or non-existent. This creates an environment of uncertainty and fear, discouraging investment and innovation. As a result, economies stagnate and poverty persists. Section 5. Geography's enduring influence, navigating natural advantages and barriers. Geography plays a role in shaping a nation's destiny. Countries with favorable geographic factors such as access to coastlines, navigable rivers and fertile land often have a head start in economic development. However, geography is not destiny. Many nations have overcome geographic disadvantages through innovative policies and strategic investments. Conversely, countries with abundant natural resources can fall prey to the resource curse, where elites exploit these resources for their own gain, leading to corruption and inequality. Section 6. Culture's subtle hand shaping economic trajectories. Culture, a complex web of beliefs, values and traditions, can also influence a nation's economic trajectory. Societies that value hard work, education and entrepreneurship tend to be more economically successful. Cultural factors can also impact institutional development. For example, societies with a strong tradition of trust and cooperation may find it easier to establish and maintain inclusive institutions. It's important to note that culture is not static. It evolves over time, influenced by historical events, economic forces and social movements. Section 7. Case studies, contrasting paths. North and South Korea, and the United States and Mexico. To illustrate the profound impact of institutions on national development, let's delve into two contrasting pairs of nations, North and South Korea and the United States and Mexico. These case studies reveal how different institutional choices can lead to vastly different economic and social outcomes. North and South Korea, despite sharing a common cultural heritage and history, have experienced vastly different economic outcomes due to their divergent institutional paths. The Korean Peninsula, once united, was divided after World War II, leading to the establishment of two very different states. After the devastating Korean War, South Korea adopted inclusive economic institutions. These institutions promoted private property rights, free markets, and significant investment in education and infrastructure. The government also encouraged entrepreneurship and innovation, laying the groundwork for a robust economy. This strategic focus on inclusive institutions led to rapid economic growth, transforming South Korea from a war-torn country into one of the world's leading economies. Today, South Korea is renowned for its technological advancements, high standard of living, and dynamic cultural exports. In stark contrast, North Korea embraced extractive institutions. The centralized authoritarian regime suppressed individual initiative and stifled economic development. The focus was on maintaining power rather than fostering economic growth, leading to widespread poverty and isolation. Similarly, the United States and Mexico, despite their geographic proximity, have experienced different economic trajectories. The border between these two nations marks a stark contrast in economic development and institutional effectiveness. The United States, with its long history of inclusive institutions, has achieved consistently higher levels of income, innovation, and development. The emphasis on property rights, rule of law, and a competitive market economy has driven sustained economic growth and prosperity. Mexico, on the other hand, has been hampered by a legacy of extractive institutions and significant inequality. Despite its rich natural resources and cultural heritage, Mexico has struggled to achieve the same level of economic development as its northern neighbor. Issues such as corruption, inadequate infrastructure, and social inequality have impeded its progress. These contrasting paths highlight the critical role that institutions play in shaping the economic and social landscapes of nations. By understanding these differences, we can better appreciate the importance of fostering inclusive institutions to promote sustainable development and prosperity. Section 8. Breaking the Cycle. A hopeful path forward. The good news is that institutions are not set in stone. They are dynamic and can evolve over time. They can be changed, albeit with effort and determination. It requires a collective will and a shared vision for a better future. By understanding the factors that contribute to institutional development, we can work to create a more just and prosperous world. Education plays a pivotal role in this transformation. Breaking the cycle of poverty requires a multifaceted approach. This includes promoting education, fostering good governance, investing in infrastructure, and ensuring access to quality healthcare. Creating a level playing field for businesses to thrive is essential. Small and medium enterprises are the backbone of any economy. International cooperation is also crucial. Global challenges require global solutions. Wealthy nations have a responsibility to support developing countries in their pursuit of sustainable development. This includes providing financial aid, sharing technology, and fostering trade partnerships. Section 9. The power of choice, charting a brighter future. The fate of nations is not predetermined. Countries are not doomed to fail because of their history, geography, or culture. The power to choose a different path lies within the hands of their citizens and leaders. By embracing inclusive institutions, investing in human capital, and fostering innovation, nations can break free from the shackles of poverty and create a brighter future for their people. The journey may be challenging, but the rewards are immeasurable. Section 10. Conclusion. A call to action for shared prosperity. The disparity between wealthy and poor nations is a pressing global challenge. By understanding the role of institutions, geography and culture, we can work together to create a world where all nations have the opportunity to succeed. Let us strive to build a future where prosperity is shared, and every individual has the chance to reach their full potential. The time for action is now.